You got up to get a glass of water. He got up too. You walked to the bedroom to get your phone. He walked to the bedroom to watch you get your phone. You went to the bathroom, and he either sat right outside the door with the patient, solemn energy of a bodyguard who takes his job very seriously, or he came in with you, because apparently privacy is a privilege you forfeited when you adopted him. You went back to the couch. He went back to the couch. In the next few minutes, you're going to learn the real, science-backed reasons your dog follows you, because there isn't just one. You'll understand what's actually happening in his brain every time he gets up to trail you across the house, how to tell the difference between healthy following and anxious following, and what your dog is silently communicating every single time he chooses your footsteps over staying comfortable where he was. Real research, no guesswork. Let's go.
Reason number 1. Literally, you are his entire external world. Your dog does not have a job. He doesn't have a social calendar. He isn't managing a mortgage or a group chat or a to-do list. He is not at any point during the day preoccupied with anything else than his immediate physical environment and the beings inside it. And in that environment, you are the variable that matters most. You are the source of food, safety, stimulation, warmth, play, and every positive neurochemical experience he has in a given day. You are, to use the scientific term, his primary reinforcer. Your dog follows you because you are the light, not metaphorically, neurologically. Following you is, at the most basic level, his nervous system keeping its most important resource in range. You didn't train this. You didn't encourage it. You are simply at a biological level too important to lose track of. Reason number 2. He was bred for this just more than you realize. Here's the piece of this that most people completely skip, and it changes everything. Not all dogs follow equally. Some breeds shadow their owners with an intensity that borders on teleportation. They appear to have mastered the ability to be in the next room before you've finished standing up. Other breeds are more independent, more content to stay put while you move around. That difference isn't personality, it's genetics, and it's thousands of years old. So following you isn't a behavior they learned, it's a behavioral drive that was selectively bred into their lineage over centuries. Their nervous systems were literally designed to track and stay near a human. So when your Velcro dog follows you to the bathroom at 11 p.m., he is not being dramatic. He is executing the job description his breed has held for hundreds of years. You just happen to be the assignment. Reason number 3. Your movement means to your dog that something is about to happen. Your dog is not just following you, he is reading you. Every time you shift your weight, change your posture, stand up, reach for your keys, or walk toward any part of the house with any kind of purpose, your dog is running a rapid predictive analysis. In his mind, he is like, what does this movement mean? Is food involved? Are we going outside? Is the leash about to appear? Is this a good moment or a neutral one? This is called anticipatory behavior, and it's one of the most developed cognitive functions in domesticated dogs. What you've ended up with is a species that treats your every physical movement as potentially meaningful data and follows you partly just to stay close enough to collect it. Your dog isn't following you because he thinks something is always about to happen. He's following you because he can't afford to miss it if it does. Think of it this way. Imagine your phone had a notification badge on it that was sometimes for something important and sometimes for nothing at all, and you never knew which until you checked. You'd check it constantly. That's you to your dog. You are the notification he cannot stop checking. 3 reasons in, and your dog has already turned out to be a genetically programmed proximity tracker running a continuous predictive algorithm about your movements. If this channel isn't already in your weekly rotation, subscribe, turn on notifications, come back. Your dog follows you everywhere. The least you can do is follow this channel. Reason number 4. You are his emotional regulation system, whether you know it or not. Your dog does not experience his emotional state in isolation. He experiences it in reference to you. When something uncertain happens, a strange sound, an unfamiliar person, a situation he hasn't encountered before, your dog does not consult his own assessment first. He consults yours. He looks at your face, your body language, your breathing, and your posture, and uses that information to calibrate his own emotional response. This is called social referencing, and it has been documented extensively in canine cognition research. This is why some dogs become unsettled the moment you disappear around a corner, even briefly. It's not drama. It's the emotional GPS signal dropping, and following you is how he keeps the signal. Reason number 5. Following you is a form of love, but a specific, evolved kind. Yes, he follows you because he loves you, but let's be precise about what that means. Because love is doing a lot of imprecise heavy lifting in most conversations about dogs. The attachment your dog has to you is not general fondness. It is not the same moderate warmth he might feel toward a neighbor who gives him treats twice a week. It is a specific, exclusive, neurologically wired bond that functions almost identically to the primary attachment bond in human infants. Your dog doesn't follow you because he's bored, or because you have food, or because he was bred to. He follows you because the attachment bond between you is one of the most neurologically real things in his life, and proximity to you is how that bond feels active, alive, and intact. When he trails you from the living room to the kitchen for no practical reason at all, he's not doing nothing. He's maintaining the most important relationship in his world. 3 steps behind you, without a word, without any agenda. That is love, the specific, ancient, devoted kind that doesn't need to say anything. It just shows up wherever you are. Reason number 6. Here's when the following stops being sweet and starts being a signal. Chronic separation anxiety in dogs is associated with elevated baseline cortisol, disrupted sleep cycles, reduced immune function, and behavioral deterioration over time. It's not a personality quirk. It's a welfare issue that responds well to behavioral intervention when it's caught early. If your dog's following has the texture of comfort and contentment, that's love. If it has the texture of need and monitoring, that's a conversation worth having, ideally with a veterinary behaviorist or a certified applied animal behaviorist. Your dog deserves to love you freely, not because the alternative terrifies him. 6 reasons in, and we've covered the biology, attachment theory, emotional regulation, the genetics of specific breeds, and now the line between healthy bonding and anxiety, all in under 9 minutes. This is what this channel does every single week. Real science, real insight, delivered in a way that actually makes sense. If you're not subscribed, you are choosing to understand your dog less than you could. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and tell someone else who has a dog, because this kind of content is too useful to keep to yourself. So now that you understand what's actually happening when your dog follows you, what do you do with it? First, stop apologizing for it. Your dog following you around the house is not evidence that something is broken. It's evidence that something is working. Second, acknowledge the transitions. Make brief, soft eye contact with him. Over time, it builds the exact kind of secure, calm attachment that doesn't require frantic following, because he's learned that wherever you go, you acknowledge that he came too. Third, build micro-separations daily, not because following is bad, but because a dog who can handle brief separations without distress is a happier, more resilient dog. A secure dog follows you because he wants to, not because he cannot imagine the alternative. That's the version of following you want, the voluntary kind, the settled, confident, completely at peace kind, the kind that says, I choose to be exactly where you are. Your dog follows you everywhere because you are his primary neurological anchor, because his breed was shaped over centuries to track a human, because your every movement is a data point he cannot afford to miss, because you are the emotional signal he uses to calibrate his entire experience of the world. Because the attachment bond between you is one of the most real, most documented, most powerful relationships in the animal kingdom, and because, underneath all of that science, all that behavioral architecture. He just wants to be where you are. Not out of need, not out of fear, not because there's something wrong with him, because you are to him the best place in any room, the most interesting presence in any house, the one variable that makes wherever he is feel like home. He doesn't follow you everywhere, he follows you everywhere. There's a difference, and now you know it. If this video made you look down at your dog differently, and I know it did, like this video. It takes 1 second, and it puts content like this in front of more dog owners who deserve to understand what's actually happening with their animal. Drop a comment telling us which room transition your dog follows you on most religiously. Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom? We read every single one, and the answers are always both hilarious and genuinely telling. And subscribe if you aren't already. This channel is where real canine science meets the actual relationship you have with your actual dog, and we show up every week without fail. Your dog follows you everywhere. The least you can do is subscribe. See you in the next video.